Don't apologize, Mike. It is Friday. We don't apologize on Friday. Welcome to First Local with Heidi and Colette and our Legos, Heidi and Colette, which are behind us. How cool.
Very cool.
We have arrived. We are Lego figurines.
But I want to know how I go about ordering one. Like, I want one.
That's a question to you, dear Thomas Pierce from the Brick Space.
You know?
Thank you very much. Heidi needs that. We need it right here.
I want it. Yeah, I want it.
So this was courtesy of Brick Space, Derek Thomas Pierce, who also did an interesting picture of a Lego build of the Blockbuster that used to be in the city as well. I know we've got a little bit of difficulties going on behind the background of these faces right now, so I don't know when we get that Blockbuster up, but we will have it up.
For sure.
Actually, he says it's coming up right now, but I do believe him. Oh. Here we go, the Blockbuster that used to be in town.
There it is. Oh, Brickbuster.
How cool is that Brickbuster video? We were just talking about, you know, remember going around and trying to find it, and then you saw that movie you wanted, and you went to grab it, but it wasn't in. Someone had already rented it, and then you're going through like the returns. Oh, please be there. Oh, please
be there. Be there. Yeah, that moment of panic when you'd see, like, you know, there it is, but then you notice that, like, the picture box is, like, right flat against the back of the shelf, and you're like, oh.
Come on. I know. We got a few interesting birthdays today. Diana Ross's birthday is today.
She's coming out.
And I'll let you introduce the next one. She knows what I'm doing.
Jennifer Grey, happy birthday. Jennifer Grey remembered for her performance as Baby in Dirty Dancing, and nobody puts Baby in the corner. But also, Jennifer Grey appeared in Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Did.
Jennifer Grey was Ferris Bueller's very angry younger sister, and we have isolated a clip, one of my favorite moments in that movie, when Mr. Rooney, the principal, was in the house, had let himself in, you know, with the aim of catching Ferris playing hooky, and Jennifer Grey's character, I can't remember what the character was.
I was just going to ask you what her name was. I don't remember.
I want to say, I don't remember. Anyway, it's immaterial. So she's upstairs. She knows there's somebody in the house. Each person is moving towards each other, believing that they are moving towards Ferris Bueller. And watch this.
This is
my favorite scene in the movie.
Ferris Bueller.
Oh. You love it.
Her name was Jeannie.
Yes, excellent work, Kevin. Thank you.
You know, and good honor for that high kick. Like,
awesome,
wow.
Right?
I can think of many times I would have liked to have been able to administer such a brutal rebuttal to many things that have been said to me over the course of my life. Could there be anything more decisive than 3 kicks to the face?
Absolutely. That is about 10 exclamation marks.
So, happy birthday, Jennifer Grey. I hope that you still kick high and continue to do so even with your new nose.
Even with your new nose. And also, Martin Short, who is a Hamiltonian, representing the hometown. He is 71 today. Happy birthday, Martin Short, who's also a graduate of McMaster University.
Very nice.
Absolutely.
Very nice. Another blast from the past. Yeah. Hey, who remembers these bad boys?
Oh my God. Ooh, did you not love
What's
this?
What's on?
Let's refer to the TV guide.
Look at some of those shows. Beverly Hillbillies. We've got Pebbles and Bam Bam. Spin-off from the Flintstones. You know, The Father Knows Best. Do we have a year on this page?
I don't know. Wow.
Okay, so I was 4.
I was negative
Sesame Street. Bilko.
No, 1976.
Fat Albert. Hey.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Porky Pig. Thank you to Giselle for sending that over. Or actually, she posted it and she said to our bestie Tristan, "Do you know what this is?" And actually, he did. So of course he did. Of course he did.
Of course he did.
Okay, before we bust into some news, I just wanted to clarify something. So yesterday we brought you the story of little Lucas Alexander Schell, who is in hospital in London. He was born at 26 weeks, and again, we're sending so much strength to this wonderful family. But I mentioned yesterday that I received the email from the mom, Nicole. I apologize, Nicole, I did not. I received the email from Amy, her sister, who in the email said, you know, like, I would just love any type of help. My sister is just amazing and she helps everyone and she just wants to help her. And it must be hard for the family being here and not being able to, be with them in London.
Yeah.
So let's help this family out, Sault Ste. Marie. Please come together. We are going to have all that information posted to you. And Amy, I will Zoom with you at 12:15 today. Can't wait. This is the Facebook address right here where you can donate. There's a donate button on there. Please, please, please take that time. I don't know, $2, $5, $10, whatever you can do.
Whatever you can.
And we're thinking about you guys. That's for sure.
Absolutely.
That's for sure. Over to you, my friend.
All right, well, we'll move into some news. Algoma Public Health is reporting a new case of COVID-19 today from Sault Ste. Marie and area, today being yesterday. So there are no longer, though, on a positive note, no longer any cases hospitalized. So as of yesterday, March 25th, a total of 15,992 vaccinations have been administered, and of these immunizations, 15.41% of eligible residents ages 16 years or older have received the COVID-19 vaccine. And of these eligible residents who have received the doses to date, 14.28% or 13,818 people have received their first, and 1,087 or 1.12% have been fully immunized, so
That's
have
awesome.
received both doses.
That's great.
So, hearkening back to case number 225, which was confirmed yesterday through contact tracing, Algoma Public Health will notify you if you are considered to be a close contact. Case 225 is reported to be self-isolating with the cause of exposure close contact after being tested on March 25th. So regions with confirmed cases in this moment are Sault Ste. Marie and area, Central and East Algoma, as well as Elliott Lake and area.
Awesome. That's great that they've had
Yeah, and the active cases are coming down, so 18 active cases, no hospitalizations.
That's great. Thank you, APH, for that update too, and yourself for delivering it so eloquently.
Read.
It's more than reading, my friend. It's more than reading. You believe. Okay, a couple nights ago we had, and I love the way this rolls off the tongue, Pretoria Hill. There was a police presence, a heavy police presence on Pretoria Hill. We did receive an update, not we being Dan Gray. I just totally shanked that. Way to go, Dan. I'm doing a lot of thumbs up today. In speaking with Sioux Police Services yesterday, Dan gave him, Lincoln Louded a shout, and Lincoln updated Dan and said, you know what, the situation was resolved shortly after around 6 o'clock in the evening when Lincoln put this statement out, and I think my microphone's going in and out. There we go. What they're doing, the individual was taken into custody. No other information is being released, possibly due to protect the people involved in the investigation.
Okay.
No other information was released. If Dan receives any more, I know my friend Dan will have that posted for you.
Pretoria. It almost
Pretoria
sounds
Hill.
regal.
It doesn't
All
it?
hail Queen Pretoria.
And I live in the West End, and I just realized that was in the West End. I thought, that sounds very pretty in
Is
the
it
West
in the West
End.
End?
It is, apparently.
Okay, so Mike, you said pea patch. Were you just guessing because it started with P?
You, just because it starts with a P.
Started with a P, so high I thought.
That's kind of facile, isn't it? Like, really?
Oh, good word.
I know, right?
Oh, excellent. All right.
Feeling the Moira today.
Oh, yes, Moira. We're going to have a Moira
Alexis.
day. Alexa.
Alexis. So yesterday, Sioux Online was tipped off to a commercial delivery that did go awry around 2:30 in the afternoon. So police services as well as PUC were on the scene of the 800 block of 4th line, where a tractor trailer had managed to pull down some power lines.
Yep.
The incident did, of course, cause an unplanned power outage for PUC customers from 4th Line east of Great Northern Road for over an hour. PUC could be seen setting up to remove the power lines entangled on the transport as of 3:45. Power was then restored to the area, and the incident has since been cleared. There are no word on whether there will be any charges levied at this time. You know, that's actually like a secret terror of mine, is being in a vehicle with like electrical wires hitting,
hell yeah.
So can you get out of the vehicle? Like what? I don't know.
I know you have to
think
be
that would
grounded at some point. I don't know how.
Well, you're grounded in the vehicle,
but
as
if
long
you
as
get
you don't
out,
touch
though,
the door.
if you get out, then you're creating friction that you don't want to create. If you
Can anybody else hear you, Mike?
I don't know. I know Mike's got the
Mike's-
answer. Can you just make it public, please?
If you go and get out of the vehicle, then you're creating the connection. So if you stay in, you're safe. If you get out, well, you're not.
And I
So
would
can you
want-
call for help, or
I-
you just wait for somebody to
You
notice?
can call
or-
for help, but just
Daddy.
don't touch anything metal.
I don't know. I feel nervous now that we're putting this out there. So if you do find yourself in this situation,
Call 911.
Call 911. Don't touch anything.
I'd
Don't
panic.
touch anything.
Don't ask me. I was the one that carried a pot with oil in it. You put the lid on. Put the lid on
honey.
it. Put the lid on
Honey,
it. Okay,
honey.
flood watch issued for Goulet River. Is it Goulet or Goulet? Goulet? I am sorry. I'm still
Goulet,
trying.
Goulet.
And it is Farwell. I don't care. Anyways, the Ministry of Natural Resources and Forestry Sault Ste. Marie District is advising area residents that a flood watch is in effect for Goulet River. Residents of Sault Ste. Marie should keep a close watch on water conditions. Regularly check for updated messages, and please stay away from any fast-moving rivers and streams. Residents within the Goulet River watershed are advised that ice jams are a possibility and that river conditions should be monitored closely, as well as water levels will change. So please be very cognizant and cautious over the weekend. Cognizant and cautious from Colette.
Thinking of ice jams.
Ice jams.
Is that like musical, or is that
Jam.
like a natural phenomenon?
That's Craig. We'll ask Craig.
Okay. So our own Josie Fegan did make a visit to Mountain Maple Products. So Mountain Maple Products, a family-owned and operated business
Nice.
operating on St. Joseph Island, established in 1964. And what I think is really endearing is actually their grandkids now are involved. The grandkids have their
Oh,
own
that's awesome.
little miniature evaporator, their own trees to tend to and take care of over the cycle of the syrup season, working with the sweet water and the
Yeah. Yep.
So all the generations of the family are involved in the maple harvest, which I think is a lovely, opportunity for family bonding.
Absolutely.
And of course, at one time they would have school tours coming through, they would have people coming in to observe the process and be a part of their family heritage. Of course, COVID has changed that, so visitors at the facility in this moment are limited. However, they're still making their syrup and their maple products, so they are on sale on the island at their facility, as well as the Black Bear Cafe and the Island Market on St. Joe's. So go check that out.
Awesome. St. Joe's Island, such a beautiful place.
It really is, yes.
Okay, we've got a bunch of more stories, but we got to throw to Craig. Before we do, again, just want to remind you, please help donate to Little Lucas Alexander Shell. We will have that address appear when Michael gets the time to do that. There it is. Look at my buddy Mike. I did another thumbs up. Okay, over to you, Craig. And what is an ice jam?
Okay, well, thank you very much. And I know you're very, you think you're very special because you have your little Lego thing there behind you.
He doesn't have one.
Well, after hours and hours and hours of whining and crying, saying, "Where's the weather guy?" Derek actually made the weather guy. Let's pull that up, Mike. There we go.
Ah,
Myself, my own little corner. Just waving to you guys, having all the fun over in the other
Quite
studio.
weaving head of hair.
As far as weather goes, we are seeing a little bit
That's
of
mean, Heidi.
flurry activity right now, but we don't have to worry about that because it is pushing out to the east. I'll show you that on the
Is it
radar
snowing
coming
outside
up.
right now?
So
Is
if we
that
take
right
a look
now? Is that
outside, you can
don't
see
know
it is a little cloudy, a little misty out there.
We are not
And again, those conditions will change over the next couple of hours. We don't expect any accumulation from any sort of precipitation today. And there has been a change for the forecast for the weekend. I will give you all that coming up.
Just once in a while, at parties and stuff. If that's what your kid says, they'll probably also tell you that it's not a big deal. But that's no reason not to talk about it. You could tell them that you think that's a good thing and that you're really happy they don't use it that often. Then ask them why. Maybe deep down they know it's bad, they just need your help realizing it. From there, it should be pretty easy to drop off the hint that their brain is still growing and that they shouldn't smoke pot. At least not until they're older.
Visit drugfreekidscanada.org for more tools to help start the conversation.
Social.
Good morning and welcome back to First Local Morning. Today's date is Friday, March 26th. Friday! You are here with Colette and Heidi, sneaking up on the weekend.
Yes.
Good times, high jinks, all kinds of merriment. What?
I don't know, because like I don't know sometimes what you're gonna say, and it entertains me.
It's improv.
Entertains
It's acting.
me.
I could say anything. I could say anything.
Yes, you can. Makes me laugh anyway.
Yes, well, that's really my only goal in
There you
showing up
go.
every day is to make
Show's
sure
over.
she's laughing. And pretty soon I'll be doing that on a more regular basis.
April 7th, y'all.
Okay. Heading right into Facebook, we have a smattering of people watching us. I have to say a smattering because, of course, I see Kimberly and Bradley, but I also understand that there are 3 other people watching. I think I did see Patrick from the East Coast watching. Hello, Patrick. So we'll go into some of the remarks, but we are going to keep it short today because not a lot of people are participating. That's one thing.
Okay.
But we also have a lot of news today to
Yes, we
get
do.
through. So Mark Jordan says good morning with 4 jalapeno peppers.
Ooh, spicy.
Are they jalapenos? Actually, they're red. Maybe chili peppers.
Chili.
Ooh, red chilies. Mark and I went for lunch yesterday. It was very spicy at the Tandoori Garden. The vindaloo was exceptional. I like a spicy dish that kind of makes you start to sweat under your eyes as you start eating it. So my sinuses are clear. I am just great today.
You are.
Dan Gray says, Heidi, wait for the story. I'll find out. Yes, I was going to ask you, Dan. I think it behooves us to give people information what to do if you find yourself in a car that is entangled in electrical wires. So thank you, because that'll alleviate my anxiety. Because it does cause me some concern.
You raise a very
Marilyn
valid
Trumbull. Sorry, I cut you off.
No, I actually cut you. No, you have a very valid point. You find yourself in these situations, you think you know what to do because of all of the years of listening and education that you had in school. But when you're in that moment, I'm telling you, from experience, first-hand experience, you forget. You do forget. Anyway.
Well, and
thanks,
and
Dan.
I could just see myself sitting there in the car weeping, being afraid to touch my phone, being afraid to
I
touch
know.
anything. Just, can
Hey,
anybody
Siri,
read my
help me.
distress? Somebody
Can Siri help
call
me?
911. Okay, don't touch. Mike says don't touch any metal in the car.
Oh, dear
Is
God.
there metal in the car?
It'd
There
be
are
like
keys
this.
in the ignition.
It'd be like this.
Oh my God! I'd go fetal on my chair, oh no, I don't know what to do. I don't want to touch anything. Okay, Marilyn. So yes, Dan, please do get us some information on that. That'd be terrific. Marilyn says it's snowing outside.
It
I
is.
know. I saw it. I'm not wearing socks.
We won't.
I have no comment.
Yeah, zero comment.
Snow.
We won't.
I'm supposed to be going to a bonfire tonight.
You're
The
still
snow-
going to go, sister. I know it. And you're going to have fun.
Well,
Don't worry
fires are
about
hot.
it. We're
Fires are hot.
Yes, they are. Wear a toque. You'll be fine. No socks. We are both no sock people.
I'll wear my boots, but no socks.
That's it. We're
It's
not
the only
conforming.
compromise. Your parents say Happy Friday.
Happy Friday, Mom.
And Joseph says, so cool, referring to our Legos.
Right,
Because I did
Joseph?
share it on my Facebook, and Joseph thought that was pretty cool.
I did comment.
Oh! Joseph, you know who's in my purse? I don't even have my purse here with me.
Yeah.
I brought Gary here today. I brought Gary. I don't know
Gary?
if no.
okay. Wow.
See, I talk a lot about the problems that Joseph solves for people at Maker North. But Joseph also does make really cool, hip, little collectible items. And the first time I was there, I became entranced with this little 3D printed lizard. Whom I named Gary, and he's fully articulated. He's fantastic and made with, again, that plastic that is biodegradable. If I dropped Gary in the ocean within 2 years, he would cease to be. There would be no Gary. So,
That's okay. We can get a commercial.
can we go on the commercial? Okay, I'm going to bring Gary in. Okay. Oh, and that's it. That's all I've got.
That's all we got.
Okay. What's in my ear? We got to go to Craig? Okay. Over to Craig.
Thank you very much. And we have not a bad day today. We have a little change in the forecast than what we thought yesterday. And even for Sunday, we have a little bit of a change. I'll tell you about that coming up. Right now, we'll take a look outside, and it looks fairly calm. We have some gray skies today. We're going to stick with those gray skies, but we may see a break in those clouds later on this afternoon. This is what we're heading for. Forget the drizzle and flurries. They're gone now. It's going to be more of the east of the city and into the Nickel Belt area and the North Bay area where they're going to be picking up that system. So let's take this out, but temperatures going up to 2 degrees, maybe even 4 degrees later on this afternoon. This is what we look like elsewhere in the province. We're all still a little low today as far as temperatures go. 1 degree in Thunder Bay, 2 degrees in Wawa, 1 in Timmins, and 0 in Sudbury. And they're going to be seeing that system. I'll show you that on the radar and satellite shot coming up right here. And here's that system. This system, by the way, has caused major headaches down south as it rolled up the eastern U.S., giving extremely strong winds and rain and thunder and tornadoes. We don't have to worry about that, but this is a lot of rain here and even some freezing rain as we push east. So be mindful of that. If you are heading east, you could run into some weather out there. This is the systems map for this afternoon. That low pressure system, it's a stack low. It will start to move towards the Canadian east coast, and we have high pressure building in, but we still have a couple of fronts to worry about where we could see some light flurry activity developing later on tonight into our day on Saturday. So this is what we look like for the next 3 days for your day Saturday. Just basically cloud. We could see some sprinkles there early in the morning, but temperatures hopefully hitting 8 degrees. For Sunday, we still have some sleet and snow there, but actually that is going to move towards the east as well. But we kept it in there just in case it skirts the area. Temperatures dipping to 5 degrees and then right back up to 8 degrees for Monday with a mix of sun and cloud. And then we have a couple more systems coming in for midweek next week, but nothing major. And we have a major change for our long weekend. I'll give you that on the 7-day forecast coming up in a couple of minutes. Right now, let's send it right back to Colette and Heidi.
Thanks, Craig. Nice Lego man. I'm glad you got one. You're on the map. I had a lot more hair than you do. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Just bugging, buddy. Okay, we got tons of news, but we have a friend.
I've got Gary.
We've got Gary.
This is Gary. This is my thinking lizard. This is what, first introduced
That's
me
really
to
cool.
Joseph. Look at him.
Very nice.
Gary is fully articulated. If you put him in water, he looks like he is swimming because everything moves.
That's nice.
And he's available in a multitude of colors.
I like the black.
Get your kid Gary because Gary's a good time, man.
Thank you very much, Joseph from Baker North. Okay, campgrounds, marinas, and saving money. This is all Dan Gray. It has become clear in reporting on the closing of overnight camping at Pointe du Chêne that the city wanted to save money and trim non-core services. But to put it simply, as Christian Provenzano said, we aren't in the business of running campgrounds. Councillor Matthew Shoemaker stated during the February 8th meeting that investing the $275,000 would only benefit a couple of 100 folks, 120 to 150 families, made up a couple of 100 to 200 altogether. We got to jump the line because we have tons of news today, but Sue Online is still waiting for the Freedom of Information request from the city that Dan applied for on should have something back by May the 1st. Sorry, wrong camera. Way to go, Dan. So we'll have more on the campgrounds, marinas, saving money. Go to SueOnline.com to read that full article.
And I'm just going to apologize because there, once again, is something wrong with my feed. So I know I've missed a few people, several people, in fact, on social media. Very quickly, okay. Ray says, good morning, ladies. Good morning, Ray. Kayla says, good morning. Good morning, Kayla. Pauline from Echo Bay. Good morning from Echo Bay. Hi, Pauline. Nice to see your name again. Steph says, happy Friday. Friday?
What's this day business?
Friday, whatever.
Friday.
Giselle says, good Friday morning. Okay.
Awesome.
Online learning. So yesterday, a news report was put out that the province is now looking at making online learning a permanent feature in Ontario's classrooms. So the Elementary Teachers Union is now responding to these reports, and what they are saying is that the plan is an attack on public education and will divert funds to private companies. He also says that the plan plan will negatively affect students by increasing inequities, lowering standards in schools. So as early as this September, for those of you who don't know, virtual learning could reportedly become a permanent fixture in Ontario schools. And according to a document from the Ministry of Education, the government is considering legislation that would make remote learning a permanent option for school boards in the province if the legislation is passed. It would mean that the families have the option of enrolling their children in full-time virtual schools. This would potentially eliminate snow days because
I know, we talked about that yesterday.
they could just pivot.
Yes, pivot.
They could just pivot, and no school time would be missed. I don't know. I always loved me a snow day.
I love me a snow day,
actually,
too.
as an adult, I don't mind a snow day.
I love snow days, but I'm from Hamilton. We had a snow day if we had 2 centimeters of snow. Chief Rickard announced funding to upgrade water systems last night. Josie Fegan, our wonderful journalist, reported that yesterday. The original lines were installed 50 years ago with mineral resources and funding. 50 years ago. Thank God they're upgrading that. That's ridiculous. The upgrades will include the Ojibwe subdivision, including the Green Sky, Yama and Shingwalk Street area. This project will continue to protect one of the most sacred gifts and necessities of life, access to clean and safe water for the people.
That's right.
Great news, and posted to SiouxOnline.com.
Yes.
Over to our Lego man with a lot of hair, Craig.
Well, Mother Nature is making a liar out of me, because if you look out your window right now, we're seeing some snow flurries and some pretty big flakes as well. So we'll have to sharpen our weather tools for our 5 p.m. forecast. But let's take a look at the 7-day, if you want to believe me on this one. We have some unsettled conditions for the next several days, but Sunday is still questionable now, because my last forecast says we're going to miss the storm, but now another forecast says no, we're going to see the storm, and we could see 5 centimeters of snow on Sunday. But we'll watch that for 5 p.m. and give you a more accurate forecast.
Oh my God, I was trying to get them off. I'm like,
Welcome back to
damn.
First Local Mornings with Colette and Heidi. It's Friday, March 26th.
Yes, it is.
And we're going to continue with some news because, we've been having a really
Two and a
good
half
time
minutes.
today. We got 2.5 minutes and about 3,000 things to get through. So go! Or is it to me?
Thunderbirds, they won last night.
Yes.
Game 5 of the COVID Cup. Thank you, Matt, for sending this story. They lost. They were coming off an 8-3 loss, but they rebounded last night with an 8-1 victory. You heard it here. 8-1 for our Sioux Thunderbirds. Boom, boom. COVID Cup, Game 5, under the wing. We won. Will be posted to SiouxOnline.com. Sorry, Matt, can't go into too much detail, but I will during the newscast today.
Okay, and a local man on March 24th, Patrol Services did charge 40-year-old Miles Zachary with break and enter, alleged that the accused entered a residence in the 400 block of Albert Street around 9 a.m. and stole several items, including a purse. Officers located the accused and did find him to be in possession of the items belonging to the victim. Scheduled to appear in court on April 26, charged with property obtained by crime and theft under $5,000.
Awesome. Ontario is extremely disappointed with Supreme Court ruling upholding federal carbon price. We reported this yesterday. And the Environment Minister said yesterday the province is disappointed, and that Environment Minister is named Jeff Yurek. He says the province will respect the ruling, but did not say if Ontario will now implement its own carbon price to meet federal standards. The minister says the province will continue to work with the federal government and expects to have more to say on this issue. I bet he does.
Yes.
We've got some 2 funny stories. You want to end some funny stories?
Okay, really quickly, reminder that Sioux Symphony Orchestra
yes,
is in fact
thank you.
hosting a virtual spring concert with many talented local people performing. RSVP to the event on Facebook. They are accepting donations. Okay, police in Ontario said an officer pulled over a motorcyclist whose license plate was clearly homemade and misspelled.
Live free or die. Okay,
Yeah, live
excellent.
free or die.
Tattoo-worthy.
He misspelled the word free. So
You misspelled the word free.
yeah, I mean, if you're going to do it well.
All right, 15 seconds, and we're going to end with our little baby, Lucas Alexander Shell. Please go and donate to this family on the Facebook address that we will have posted online, as well as I will be interviewing the sister Amy today. Thank you very much for an awesome week to you, my friend, and to you for watching. Have a great weekend.
Have a good weekend.